Hey, and welcome, guys. It's Brian from CaptainSavageAquatics. Just doing the late night live stream again. It's episode 2, as the broadcast says. Just some updates. Cleaned up the rack a little bit. I mean, I got some more wiping down to do, but organized stuff, got rid of stuff. Um, gotta I gotta do a water change to this. Scrub the tank clean. Part of the water change. Get all that black hair algae off the other half of the tank. And then I'm going to top this tank off till about 2 inches, or right at that fish fan, bottom of that fish fan sticker that you can see. Maybe I'll go halfway up. It's just the Oscar. If it gets spooked, he'll jump out of the tank. It wouldn't be the first time. That's why I keep the water low. And if you're wondering what that is floating above them, that's like cork board, whatever that was meant for turtles. I do have some turtles in my bedroom, on another on my dresser in the 75-gallon. So we'll see what's going on. All right, let me go. I want to make sure this is live real quick. Yep, it says I'm live, just so I can share it out and all that. Let's click share. So Twitter. That's done. Let's go Facebook. I just share this to my regular Facebook page. That way my family. Just posting it to Facebook now. Let's see. Let's post it to Reddit. Google, Captain Savage. Choose community. Fish. Post. There we go. That's my post. To there. Twitter's done. If you're here, please say something. If you're not, that's okay too. Sorry for keep changing the stream time, because I was originally going to stream at 8 o'clock p.m., but that just didn't happen. So, all right. So, like I said, I got to clean up the 125 still. I did other maintenance. I organized some of these tanks. I'm actually going to set the bow front back up. I actually may move my blue dreams into the bow front over here, so I can see them more and make sure they're being active. I did gravel vac to that, pretty much that 23 bow front, 23 gallon bow front substrate. I mean, it is a planted substrate or a shrimp substrate. Plants will do fine, but I'm going to take plants from the guppy tanks and throw them in that tank, and then I'm going to slowly take some of the guppy grass out of the blue dream tank very carefully, trying not to get any of the blue dream high grade shrimp crushed. I'm going to move them into the 23 gallon. I do have to rehook the sponge filter in there. That's a 40 gallon sponge filter that's in there right now. I, of course, have low flow going to it because the shrimp don't need that much flow. Plus, all the guppy grass and stuff like that, I'm going to be putting in. We'll take care of things. So, let's see who's here, because it says one's watching. So I'm looking. It's okay. It's just showing me. But if you're here now, it's 2 watching. Sweet. Awesome. I'm going to share this again. Make sure I got everywhere I normally share. Not worried about Tumblr, Blogger, Pinterest, all that. I'd have to figure out where all those accounts are and log into them separately. But if you're here, feel free to say hi. If not, just lurk. That's fine too. What's up? Look at this fool. It says Fish Tropic Canada, CA. What's up, Fishy Tropic? How you been, man? Got some retail arbitrage going on, Jay. A lot from people at, or a few things from people at work. Even though I'm technically on OI, I have them come meet me at my place because I got hurt at my job, and I can't do much. Get to sit on a heating pad and take muscle relaxers for my back and do stretches and take like 3 showers a day to try and loosen up my back and stuff like that. Is this a Christmas giveaway? It could be, possibly, but I don't know. We'll have to see. Probably not a giveaway. I'm just trying to be here. If I did list this as a giveaway, I'm sure more people would be showing up. But we got 3, so it's Fish Tropic, myself, and someone else in the channel. But until they type, I don't know who's here. That's okay. Maybe some of my buddies watching from work because they know my live stream, or a family member. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to turn the volume down this way. Okay. See ya. Yep. That's who I thought it was. Don't mind me. Just have my phone. So what you been up to, Jay? I hope you're doing your thing like you normally do. Back to the 23 bow front. So I'm gonna move the some of the Blue Dream shrimp over into the 23 bow front. Once I get the filter running for a couple days at least. But with all the plants I'm putting in there anyway, so the shrimp should be fine. I mean, I've kept the tank heated the whole time, so it's sitting right at 76 or 78 degrees. I have to double check the temp. 76 degrees. It's kind of cool in my apartment. It's only, where did I put the thing? 67.6 degrees in here. 31% humidity, so it's kind of dry in here. But of course, the heat's on. It's winter, so figure that one. Got 4 people watching. Sweet. Welcome, welcome, everyone. Glad to have people back here. If anyone's looking to come up, I'll post the thing because I'm using Streamlabs, obviously. You get the invite code. Copy. Paste it. Let me look at that actually because it had some options. Email, Messenger, but I'll post it. There it goes. I did post it. So if anyone wants to come up and chat with me, feel free. Like I said, whoever wasn't here originally before Jay showed up, the 125, I got some cleaning to do to it still. I'm going to add some plants to it. I mean, I just got to get the black hair algae off the tank. And I cleaned one of the sponge filters in there today. One of the smaller ones. I got to clean the 125 off, and then I'm going to plug that back into air. But I just got to be careful with my back because little things hurt to lift. So I try not to do anything that weighs over 5-10 pounds because my back's is messed up from work. So that's fun times for me. Constant pain, 24 hours a day, except for when I sleep. That's the nice thing. When I fall asleep, I'm usually good for at least 2 or 3 hours before I wake up. So yeah. So you'll probably see me a lot, streaming a lot or putting a lot of content out. It just takes me a while to edit videos with the meds I'm on, to make sure they're appropriate. Otherwise, I'm just going to throw them up unedited, which is fine too. This I'll do a thumbnail because I can't really mess that up too much being on the muscle relaxer that I'm on. So if anyone has any questions, throw them in chat. I know Fish Tropics good at asking questions. So the 125, like I said, that's a piece of cork that's floating that I got for turtles a long time ago. That's just been in the tank. I see the longfin pleco sometimes on it, even though it's floating around, getting pushed around by the pond pump and stuff like that, and the fish. That's fine. The plecos seem to like it. I do have in my 75 gallon. If my son's here, otherwise I'd show you a live feed from my phone. That way I could show you the 75 gallon with all the plants in there, the super red plecos, long fin, short fins, turtles, all that stuff. But I'm going to be moving some turtles into this 125 cichlid tank. The cichlid shouldn't bother the turtles, and the turtles won't bother the big cichlids. If anything, I got to be careful with some of the smaller turtles because the Oscar will probably try and eat some of the things, or may snap at the turtles like appendagers or legs and arms, you know what I mean? So I got to be careful with that. So I'll probably put the bigger turtle out of the bunch in there, because that thing can just go hide and swim that tank, and I'll put a turtle light, and I'll actually put a turtle dock up in one of the corners. And I'll probably actually only raise it to the level below that fish fam sticker that's actually from Fish Tropic from quite a few years ago that's still on the tank. So, cool things, new things happening, stuff like that. So what is Mr. Jason up to tonight? Just lurking like usual? Yeah, I shared the stream. We were at 4 or 5 people, but I think there's someone else streaming at the moment. Hold on, let me look. That's the nice thing. I upgraded my internet. It's actually a free upgrade. I went to the gigabit speeds, download speed, so I'm getting about 35. I'm supposed to get about a max of 35 up, so I could have multiple cameras streaming in 4K if I was streaming in 4K. I'm doing 1080p right now. This camera right here, the other one that I have, will do 2K streams, but 1080p is more than enough. Water changes, yes. Yeah, I gotta be careful. My back is kind of off today, Jay. I saw the workman's comp doctor today, so I'm a little on the edgy side to do stuff like that right now, even though I know it's just the tube to put it in there, drain the water out of the 125. I'm not stressing my back because the different moves the workman's comp doctor did today, or my new primary care doctor today, to see where I was ability wise, was crazy. Yeah, I got the pump, Jay. It's right behind the sticker right there. It's the 500 gallon pond pump, and I do have a cord, but I just don't feel like messing with it. My back, I don't want to stretch that direction right now. My back's very, very sore, and I'm out on OI because of stuff that happened at work, and I'll leave it at that. So I will do that tomorrow when I actually get to lay down and get a decent night's rest. I mean, I got this heating pad that you probably can see on my back right now, and it's at a 3, and I can crank it to a 5, and I'm at a 4 right now, and I'm literally roasting in the sweatshirt, so this sweatshirt's probably coming off. Pump it in and out like a good Boy Scout. Yep, exactly. Oh, what I was doing, live streams. Let's see if there's any fish ones. Addicted Fishing has 525, but that's like more of a fishing channel. Plus, Jay, I don't have the people that know I'm here like I used to, because this is only my second live stream being back. I've put a couple things of content out. I'm editing a 3rd video right now that I believe I have scheduled to be put out tomorrow afternoon, if not tomorrow, the following day, like Friday morning or Friday around noontime or whatever the good time YouTube suggests. Let's see. Let's see what other live streams are here. I mean, like I said, that one fishing, the actual, a true fishing channel. I don't really see any other fishy live streams going on. Now, I will eventually, is there pictures of that giant fish tank that shattered? Which giant fish tank that shattered? None of my tanks shattered. I haven't been around much today to keep up with other fish fam stuff that's going on, so I honestly don't know what you're talking about. I'll have to look it up when I'm done with the live stream. Or maybe I'll just look it up now. You said giant fish tank shattering. Berlin aquarium explosion. Giant aquarium bursts in Berlin, spills 1 million liters of water. Giant aquarium with nearly 1,500 exotic fish bursts in Berlin. Wow. That's huge. That's crazy. Wow. Okay. I'm going to go back to the channel. Got full watching. Google suspended giant fish tank. Can you put the pics on the screen? Yeah, I'll show you. Hold on. Share screen. Share screen. Here it is. Here's the library. You know what I mean? What do you want to watch it? I'll put it on. I don't care. 1 million gallons. It says 1 million liters of water. A liter of water. How many liters are in a gallon of water? Isn't it like 3.3 liters, or 3 liters is in a gallon? So let's watch this one.
All right, I'll start with a quote here. Just chaos, total devastation, and lots of dead fish. Now, that is how one guest of the Radisson Blu Hotel in central Berlin described the situation after a huge aquarium that you can see behind me here in the hotel lobby burst early on Friday morning. About 300 guests were evacuated from the hotel. 2 people were injured by flying shards of glass, and some 1,500 tropical fish died. Now, the course of the incident is still being investigated.
This giant aquarium in a hotel was home to around 1,500 tropical fish and a popular destination among tourists. The guests at the
Yeah,
hotel
right.
woke up
Pumpkin.
Friday morning
I'm
to
on
the
it.
sound of a loud bang. The beloved aquarium had shattered.
It sounded almost like a firework, but the hotel actually shook inside. I could describe it as a and I jolted out of bed and turned around, and I didn't see any movement, so I didn't know what the heck was going on.
The tank with 1 million liters of water shattered quickly.
A large cylindrical tank in the building behind me burst. There was a massive water leakage, which also caused damage to the building.
The pressure sent debris from the building flying into the street.
Wow, that's
Rescue
crazy.
teams arrived, and hotel guests were evacuated.
Very crazy.
We heard a loud bang at about 5 or 6, but didn't think anything of it at the time. A little while later, we got out of the room and looked.
Sorry, guys. I can shut this off if you want to hear, but this is
All the
interesting.
elevators went down, and the lobby was completely destroyed.
Due to the abrupt leak, a large number of fish couldn't be saved. The elevator ride with views of the tank is now only a memory.
And for more on this, we can talk now to Sandra Weser. She's a German lawmaker who was staying in the hotel when the aquarium burst. Thanks so much for joining us here on DW. Can you describe
water leakage.
for us what it was like to be in the hotel when the aquarium burst?
Water damage, haha.
Actually, I was not really aware what has happened because I heard a loud bang during I was still asleep. And then the whole building was trembling, and I thought it's a small earthquake or something. And I was there, I was listening, but nothing else. It was a large silence, nobody screamed and so on. And then I said, oh, maybe it's a bad dream or something. And actually I fell back to sleep. And when my alarm clock was running half an hour later, I looked out of my window, and then I saw there were a lot of firefighters and police who blocked the main road. And then I said, okay, maybe there was something. And then I started to look in the internet, to look in the television, and there were already the message that there was the aquarium who burst. And so I tried to reach the lobby, but the telephone was out of order. And actually there was no lobby.
Enough of that. Enough of that crapola. All right. No snow tomorrow, Jay. No snow tomorrow. If anyone's interested, here. That's to join StreamYard. Come up and talk to me. But back to what I was doing. That was crazy. 100 million liters. What is that? I'm just curious. Okay, so there's 3.7854 liters in a gallon. Okay, take that number. Times 1 million. That's 3.75. 3,785,410 gallons. That is a tidal wave. How did it burst? He said. I don't know, some leak. Hold on. You want me to Google it? Right, I'll Google it. It says there was a speculation freezing temperatures that got down to minus 10 degrees Celsius or 14 degrees Fahrenheit overnight caused the tank in the crack in the tank, or the crack in the acrylic glass tank, which then exploded under the weight of the water. No evidence that it was malicious. It just froze, cracked the acrylic. What's up the night before? The night before shitness?
The night before you shit your bed?
Yeah, right? How you doing, Jay? It's been a long time, man.
Yeah, what's going on?
Enough?
Am I still here?
Yeah, I can see you on the stream. It's just StreamYards is delayed by like 10 or 15 seconds or something. To YouTube and all that. Tanks are looking good, man. They look healthy.
Set this up. Yeah, I'm gonna be breaking these down soon.
Yep. Well, that's what I want to do to the guppy tanks. I want to break all these guppy tanks down. I want to take this whole stand out of here, and I want to rearrange this room, and actually probably put this 125 on the wall right here, where my current or my gaming rig is, my computer is, if it'll fit. If it doesn't fit, I'll measure. I won't put it there. Maybe I'll move it to this wall and move my gaming rig in front of the sliding doors. I don't know. I just want to take this down because it's, you know, it collects everything. Not only fish, junk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, some of the retail arbitrage stuff that I'm selling on Facebook Marketplace and eBay and all that stuff. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
Man, I like your plants, man.
Yeah, there we go.
Can you dude, I got my enhanced license. I should come up and visit you now that the border's open.
Yeah, I gotta go grab my passport and see how quick I can grab that.
I mean, don't you guys have like an enhanced license like we do? Don't you guys have like an enhanced license like we do?
I have no idea.
You should find out. It'd probably be cheaper than to pay to renew your passport.
Maybe.
Who knows? I mean,
yeah.
Oh, I only got one viewer now? Where did everyone go? They must have left because I was fucking... Excuse me.
The night before shit miss is here.
What's that?
I said the night before shit miss is here.
Exactly.
Scaring
no, there was
corners.
Oh yeah, you probably scared everyone away. No, I'm joking. I don't really.
Yeah. So what's new? You got. I was asking you the other night. You have some super reds.
Mm-hmm.
What are they? Long fin?
Yeah, I have both long and short fin.
Oh, nice.
Jay, you remember the last time I started back into YouTube on the channel like 9 months ago, or even a year ago? I got those. Remember, I got the shipment of Super Reds in?
Yeah.
I ordered 2 different or 3 different shipments of Super Reds in. They're all in the 75 doing their thing, man.
Yeah, where'd you grab those from again?
Honestly, I'd have to look at the paperwork. I'd have to find the paperwork. It's stuffed in the drawer that I can't open right now in my computer desk. It's jammed somehow. This is like, no joke, this computer desk is like 80 or 90 years old. You know what I mean? It's seen some shit. You know what I mean? I got it from my mother-in-law, so the drawer's jamming up. It doesn't surprise me. What it is I think I have 2 drawers. I think the top drawer dropped some bottom drawer shit. You know, some of the shit fell behind when I had the top drawer open, and it like stuck. And while I have both drawers open, you know, or closed or whatever, you know what I'm saying. I'm fucking a space cadet in some ways right now because the med I'm on. No joke, dude. I'm on muscle relaxers because my back. I got hurt at work. I've been out since the 4th of December. So, why do you think I'm working on my tanks again? I mean, I was doing it anyways before I got hurt. You know, I got 7 turtles in the 75-gallon too with the super red plecos, and they don't bug any of the fish. They go after the goldfish, if anything, because they're the slow ones in the tank. I got plenty of hiding spots for the super reds and all that they don't bug them. And my big common pleco that's in there, that's going to get moved to the 125 here at some point within the next couple of weeks, I hope. It all depends on my back, honestly. I gotta be ginger with my back, and if I have to chase the pleco around the tank, like this, that extra straining and moving, it can fuck my back up, more. So I gotta be very careful. Oh, I joined someone's stream where you saw me. I can't remember whose stream it was because I was almost relaxed. Plus, I was smoking pot.
Oh, I think it was Sunfish.
Sunfish.
Stream.
There you go. And he cut the stream because I started talking about veteran stuff, and I didn't need to overstep my bounds. So.
I sometimes I pop into his streams. I pop into like people's streams that like actually can hold a good stream.
Mm-hmm.
Like other than that, it's like I'm not trying to watch about how to keep a plant or whatever. Like that's all been talked about like years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So people that are making videos on that now, and like we're pretty much in 2023. Like if you don't know how to take care of your plant yet, you have serious problems.
No, but for me, this starting out, I might review and go over some shit or remaster some of my old videos.
If you want to like, if you want to like put out a series of plant care, that's different because then you can have like a playlist of that.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know how my channel's set up. I have,
you have your top 7 beginner plants, your top 7 medium plants, your top 7 high expert plants, and then your top 7 rare plants or something. You know what I mean?
And honestly, not to name drop, I get most of my plants from Dustin's fish tanks. Sometimes I outsource and do it through Facebook Marketplace and get the people that have sent the plants from Thailand and Africa and all that shit. And I've used them before too for smaller orders.
Well, yeah, that's just it though, right? Like if you're gonna go get plant information, you're gonna go straight to the source. You're gonna go see Dirty D.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Plain and simple. Like, and that's why I've been shaking my head lately watching some content that comes out. It's like, okay, so like I don't know if they've already done a video of this in the past and they're just trying to refresh things because maybe there's a bigger viewership or I don't know. Like it's lame to me, especially like when you see certain rooms that have so much potential and like you don't even really know what's really going on in there because they're not really taking you through the room. They're just kind of doing, hey, this plant or this molly or this platy or show some rare stuff, show some stuff that is hard to propagate or fish you don't normally see in the trade, right?
She's sitting here because I'm eating beef jerky.
What's going on, Molly?
No, she hears.
Good old Molly girl.
Yep.
Molly's on the Molly.
Yep, pretty much. Yeah, so I mean, I'm gonna update the tanks. I want to change the 125 completely. I'm getting rid of all the gravel. I'm gonna make it planted soil. I'm gonna load the thing up with Java fern, Java moss, Anubias, more of the hardier plants because I want that to be a jungle, kind of like what you have on screen right now, but plants that can tolerate the abuse from cichlids. You know what I mean? I'm tired of looking at a bare ass tank. You know what I mean? I mean, the wood fell and all that. I need to get in there and do some carrots. After seeing the workman's comp doctor today, I don't want to do much of anything because I hurt the fuck out of my back. Well, he had to stretch me to see how bad I was. You know what I'm saying? And I do stretches because I blew out my back when I was way younger, which I think I told you in the past. And this is almost up there with the amount of pain I'm in. You know what I mean? Only that time, I couldn't lay flat to go to sleep. This time, I can lay flat and go on my side. I can move more to what's comfortable while I'm sleeping. Although, because the other time, I was literally up for like, I want to say a minimum of 2.5 weeks, if not 3.5 weeks, where I was only sleeping like 5 or 10 minutes spurts because that's how much pain I was in. 1,000 milligrams of Vicodin, Flexerol, and Baclofen at the same time, dude. I'm surprised I wasn't seeing green Martians while I was driving to school. You know what I mean? College at the time. And no, I wasn't on any other type of stuff. That stuff fucked me up. You know what I mean? So. And you know me, Jay. I don't
breaking this tank you're looking at down.
Yeah. Well, hey, if I come up and meet you, because you got some nice plants there, you care if I take some clippings? If I can get them across the border without too much effort? You care? If
I can give you some of these rare clippings.
Mm-hmm. That'd be awesome.
I already have clippings. I have clippings of the mother plants already.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because these plants, they don't grow quick, right?
Mm-mm. No, because those are, you got Crips in there, you got Java Fern. No, that's not Java Fern, that's Crips, isn't it? I can't tell.
Well, there's Crips and...
What's that bamboo looking one over in the corner, the far left corner?
There's Anacharis, Gabrielle.
Okay, I've had Anacharis before. I actually have that in one of my totes, or I believe it's in my 20-gallon or 25-gallon tote right there on the floor. Anacharis, but it's not that big.
Yeah.
It's smaller because I haven't left it. I've just left it to do its own thing with the fancy guppies that are in the tank. Like, I want to get... Go ahead. Go ahead.
There's Congensis right next to it. So
that big middle plant, the big one with the big leaves.
That's why I say I want to...
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the Anubis, and the other one's the Gabriella.
Oh,
because like it's hard. Like these need nutrients, like lots of nutrients, right?
Dude, I got enough root.
So like if you don't have,
I got root
substrate.
Yeah, I got root tabs. I got all that shit. Plus, like I said, I'm redoing that whole substrate in the 125 eventually.
Well, these tanks have been set up for what now? Like 6 or 7 years, right?
Dude, I want to say closer to 10.
Like,
I met you literally once I started putting my 125 behind me up on YouTube back along. Maybe it was 6 months after I started my channel or something. And you know what I mean? The channel's older than that. I started when YouTube first started, you know? So.
Yeah. Like, I've managed to keep this whole fish room sustainable. Like, all the fish and shrimp and the plants, and I haven't had to buy anything in a long time.
Yeah. I buy plants from Dustin just because
it's...
Go ahead. You take care of your stuff.
Now it's just more or less... Well, it's just gonna, like... You're gonna break things down eventually, reseal things, get rid of things, set things up to where now you have certain pairs. Because in almost all my tanks now, I have pairs of plecos, right?
Yeah, same here.
Most of them have all been breeding. So, you know, I want to put them all in 10-gallon tanks, and I can get 4 10-gallon tanks on a 3-foot stand, right?
Yeah, exactly. I got you.
So that's 4 pairs. Do the math per month. You probably get a clutch. We'll call it a clutch a month, and that's what, every 3 months times 4. It's some good money, man. Like, and that's just from bushy nose plecos, because the supply is always there for them.
Oh, I know.
Stores would rather buy them off you than to ship them in. Exactly.
And that's what I'm going to start doing is, I know a couple local guys that, like, up here, it's the guy that has Potsdam Aquatics. And he's like, if you can source me super red plecos and rubber lip plecos, whatever, I'd rather pay you, being a like a hobbyist, I would rather pay you. I'm like, I know you got fancy guppies, and do you care if they're mutt guppies? He's like, no, I really don't care Because he does have specific tanks for
Well, you see your
lines.
stand?
Yeah.
You have the stand to just go and fucking, sorry for the language, you could just set it all up there and just concentrate on the super reds, right?
Yeah. Well, Jay, no joke, in the 75-gallon, at a minimum, I have 30 to 40 in the 75-gallon right now, between long fin and short fin.
Yeah, and I'm sure you can sex most of them.
Oh yeah. Like I said, those clutches I got in initially are what are in that tank right now. Now I do have the one old bastard of the tank. You know what I mean? That I didn't lose because remember, last time I started like a year ago, whatever, restarted my channel. I had a big kind of die off, and then I brought some more super reds in because I lost all my females. I don't know if the males beat the hell out of them. You know what I'm saying? If I had more males and I didn't catch it and I didn't pull them in time, you know what I mean? That's the constant.
Yeah.
So I brought more females in than males. So I think I got at least 3 to 5 males of each, short fin, long fin, and the rest of females, besides the new clutches that are coming out. You know what I mean, for the tank. So if anything, I should probably refresh the genetics in that tank. You know what I mean? That way it's not brother and sister inbreeding type of a thing. Because I've literally let it set it and forget it. You know what I mean? Besides top-offs before now, that's all they were getting is top-offs, feedings, the occasional, like, once every 6 months gravel vac. I only did what I had to do, like you said. I'd rather have a tank that takes care of itself, and I just do top-offs. I check the water parameters here and there, and leave it the hell alone. You know what I mean? That's how my 75 is. Even with the turtles in there. I actually want to get the common pleco out of there because it keeps moving my plants in the hardscape. You know what I mean? So I'm going to probably, if I can, if my back's not bad, fish the big 16, 17-inch common pleco out of that and put it in the 125. Because that's my one that moves 90% of the plants around that tank. Now, some are rooted because I either super glued them to the different pieces of driftwood in there and rocks or whatever, you know. Or I just put them onto the piece of driftwood to begin with the roots. And then they just have grown since. But I actually have to rescape the 75, get the turtles out of that tank. Not that the turtles are beaten up, but the turtles love the shit out of the Java ferns for some reason. Love the shit out of those. Like, I see fucking bite marks all the time in them, but the Java ferns seem to be okay. I mean, they kind of look ratty from the turtles, but they're Java ferns. What do you expect? They're meant to be abused in a way. I'd rather not have them be abused, but it happens. But
holy shit, you've been live streaming for almost an hour already.
I know. This is nothing, dude. That other live stream, no joke. Those guys, when he dropped his live stream, I talked to them for at least another 3 to 5 hours. I talked to them till 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, man. Like, I'm off. Like, I was out sitting on the heated pad, stop it, start it, you know what I mean? Go out, smoke a cigarette, whatever. Even which I gotta wean myself off the cigarettes again. You know, smoke some pot, do my thing. You know what I mean? Just chill.
Yeah.
We talked about a bunch of different shit. Those actually Sunfish and the other 2 dudes that were in the chat or in StreamYard were pretty chill dudes. Like, honestly, like, I think you'd like them. They didn't seem to be, you know what I'm saying? Anything bad wise, you know what I mean? They were good dudes. I know you have your opinions.
I don't look at anybody.
Yeah. I tried not.
I don't have any opinions about anything.
Yeah.
I'm just chilling nowadays. I don't really care what anybody else is really doing or saying.
Yeah.
At this point.
Besides me. Whenever I decide to show my ugly face.
Yeah. Besides you, Cappy.
Yeah, so
But like, yeah, my fish tanks have just been chilling for the last 6 months, doing their
well,
thing.
that's just like mine. Now, that's why this 125, you probably can see a little bit. I mean, the glare's pretty bad from the light, but there's some black hair algae on that side of the tank. And I think it was just because I was forgetting what days I was feeding. You know what I mean? Because I was working a shitload of hours of overtime. Right now, it's 2.5 times pay for overtime. So an 8-hour shift is $500 or $600 for that 8 hours. So it's been good money, man. Really good money.
Yeah.
I kind of miss it, but at the same time, I'm not pushing to get back to work because until my back's 100%. And all the doctors, my co-workers, even my supervisors, like, no, don't return till you're 100%. I mean, I got workman's comp, I got Pro Carol to cover a bulk of the overtime for like short-term disability. So, like, literally, I'm fairly okay. You know what I mean? There'll be a little bit of a lag till the back pay catches up with, my base pay. You know what I'm saying? Because my overtime checks get held for 6 weeks because it's the friggin' state of New York, so they can build interest off it. And I don't care if I say that on my YouTube channel. Do not give a fuck. They're making interest. They're earning interest off of our labor. Scumbags. But I'll leave it at that.
So
and
like,
this is why I'm trying to get out into the retail arbitrage more. I'm on Facebook Marketplace doing deals. My car's full of shit right now. Like, no joke. Full of stuff that I'm going to repost to, Facebook Marketplace. You know what I'm talking about. You know the sites. The same sites you use typically. I mean, I got shit from the 60s and 50s and the 40s. Silver, gold, jewelry, all kinds of different shit. Comic. Oh, I don't think there's any comics, but there's old records and record players and shit that still work. You know what I mean? Like antique shit. So, I don't I'm not specifically going to stay on one type of thing. I'm going to find whatever's out there that piques my interest that I think I might be able to make a buck on. Oh, there's Easy Digging. What's up, Easy? He was one of the guys in the chat.
What's going on, Easy?
The chat the other night with Son. Good dude.
But yeah, man.
Good dude.
You have the space, so if you have the money and you have the space, you need to clear out whatever's not making any money in your room and set up those super reds, man.
Well, that's what I want to do too. So, but I gotta be careful with my back, like I said, going into the tank and moving the different ways. You know how it is going in the tanks.
Yeah, but you have 10-gallon tanks, don't you?
1, 2, 3, 4. And I got 5 other 10-gallon. So right now I could fill this lower rack up.
What's in them? What's in those tanks?
Fancy guppies, blue dreams, fire red, like high AAA fire red, Sakaras or whatever. You like shrimp and shit. Like, I actually have for-profit stuff in these tanks. Yeah. Now, I don't have a specific line with the guppies anymore.
Yeah, those are blue dreams, the fires.
Yeah. The blue dreams are high-grade ones. I
Screw
spent
the
money
guppies.
to get it.
Who cares?
No. Well, I'm going to take the guppies. I'm going to put them in the...
Honestly, guppies can go in a barrel.
Yeah, exactly. Well...
Guppies,
the blue toad on the floor right here.
Deserve a fish tank.
No, they're gonna go on my tote, like the gray tote that's over here.
Yeah, they need a tote because when you put guppies in a tote with some guppy grass or anacharis or whatever's floating, man, you'll see, man. You'll be like, oh, why did I ever keep guppies in a tank?
Or the green hair algae I have growing in one of the tanks with the Java fern and Java moss and all that shit. The tanks that get a little too much light too frequently. But I just have to, I got a bunch of smart switches now and outlets that I'm going to have each individual tank put on separate programs for lighting. You know what I mean? So I can really dial shit in. That way I can cut down on the green hair algae.
Yeah.
Even though I think it looks cool as fuck, the shrimp seem to love the shit out of the stuff, though. You know, the green hair algae.
Yeah.
Not that it's a...
No, I was just experimenting with endlers for like the last couple of years.
Endlers, I want to get some of the rarer, higher end endlers. That put those in like 5 or 10 tanks, smaller tanks, because they don't need big tanks either. They're like guppies.
Yeah. Like I'm gonna try. Like I have some lower sword blonde metallics.
Ooh.
I'm gonna try to make them double swords.
Awesome, man. When you do it, let me know. I'll help you with the experiment. Hey, Super Reds, get me offline. You know how to reach me. And I'll, when I come up that way, I'll make sure you have some. Okay? Yes.
Nice. Oh, there's comments. Oh, nice. Not too much. Just getting home and saw you were on. I had to pop in and say hello.
Yeah.
What's going on? Easy digging.
Yep, that's one of the guys I was chilling with till like 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. He's a really good guy. He's a really good guy. Really down to earth. So
everybody's just chilling nowadays. Like,
why stress yourself out? Like I said, I went over kind of my spiel of what's going on with my tanks. Really, I just got to clean up and redesign them. I mean, that 125 I'm not happy with. Like I said,
well, what do you got? The Blue Dreams in a 10-gallon tank?
Yep. No heater, nothing.
In one tank?
What's that?
You only have them in one tank?
No, I have them in 4.
Good.
Super Reds, the Fire Red Sakaras or whatever they're called. You know what I mean? Pretty much high grade red cherry shrimp, very high grade.
No, I wouldn't call them cherry shrimp.
No, but I got the Fire Reds.
Have you seen what like local stores or like PetSmarts, if they even get them in? Like certain stores up here in Canada,
they're charging $7-8 for the Fire Red Sakaras. Yeah.
Like they're selling cherry shrimp that are literally crystal fucking seed.
Yeah, seafood shit. Yeah, like I know. I was actually in a PetSmart. I want to say 3, maybe 4 days ago. I had to go by there and pick up something for Molly, some treats. You know what I mean? That were on sale, and this time of year, PetSmart actually does have pretty good deals on dog food and stuff like that. So it's pretty chill.
Yeah, I'm about to actually cut this guy down.
Which one?
So I'll have another piece of this to sell.
What?
The one in the middle here.
What, the Anubius? Yeah, like I got a big Anubius like that, but the big Pleco keeps moving around and fucking with it too much in my 75-gallon. It should be that big by now. Well, actually, that took you what, 3-4 years to get to that stage, if not longer.
Or
was it? It's the giant one, right?
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, because I had it cut down.
Mm-hmm.
These are I'll show you the cuttings. The cuttings for it right there.
Yeah, and that's what, about a year's worth of growth, right? Based on the cut.
Yeah, that's probably about a year.
Yeah, I forget. Even though it's the giant Anubius and it does grow a little bit quicker, like I got some from Dustin's fish tank. That's what I'm saying. Like in the 75, the fucking big Pleco keeps knocking her around too much, so it can't. You know what I mean? It's okay and it's growing, but it's not growing to its fullest potential.
But like,
that's why.
Say the Anacris here, this one here.
Hold on, I'm waiting. Jay, your internet kind of lags behind a little bit, so I'm looking at it actually in StreamYard right now, and it's there. You go. Which one is it? The one on the right?
This one that's right here. That one.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. I have an Acris. I know what
that one is just it's It's not growing well because against this plant's just
The newbies is
killing the
dwarfing it.
nutrients on it, right? I did.
Yeah. Now, are you
Well, yeah,
hitting
I
liquid food, or
I
are
put a
you putting
root
liquid?
tab. Pretty
Yeah.
much. No, I use Seachem root tabs, right?
Yeah, I got them up here. I got the
Because
Seachem, and
this
then
is
I got
just this is nothing.
Yeah.
This is like nothing like substrate. You know what I mean? It's just reused old gravel. Like,
well, you know the gravel I have in
like
here.
I said, I want to redo. Like when I do a planted tank, it's gonna be sick.
Yep.
Like I think it's just gonna be shrimp.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna put any. I'll put maybe like a really high end, like maybe my best fish in it.
Mm-hmm. Like a
But
really
just maybe-
high end pleco.
Yeah.
Like that's smaller though, like a super red pleco, where they cap out at 5-6 inches max. They're not going to destroy plants. You know what I mean? And you,
Well,
you
I'm not gonna put the plecos in. I'll probably. What?
You broke up for part of the stream. You cracked and then disappeared for 5 seconds, so I didn't hear what you said.
Yeah, my headset was dying.
Oh, okay, that's why. Now,
Yeah,
what
like
kind
in
of?
a
Are
nice
you using
planted
a phone
tank.
to stream? Are you using a phone to stream, or are you just moving like a camera that's plugged into a laptop around?
It's just a phone. Why?
Oh, okay. Because what I'm saying is, I don't know how is it a newer phone or is it an older phone? I'm trying to figure out if it's your internet that's lagging behind.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's probably my internet because like I use my internet for everything at the house.
Yeah. Do you have like the best package, or is it just like a regular basic mid-tier type package?
I think it's like 150 or 300. I
Down.
can't remember.
Yeah, but
It was
how many?
upgraded.
Yeah, but how many up is it? How many megs up? Because if it's
I
only
have no idea. I can't
if
remember.
it's only like 5 or 6 or 7 megs up, and you got a smart TV or you got a bunch of phones and other devices hooked to it, that's gonna suck all your bandwidth. Like right now, I got a gigabit down, where they say low end I should have 650 megs down, and low end I should have 30 megs up. But they said I should have 35 megs up. You know what I mean? So that means I could run 4 or 5, like 2 or 4K cameras right now, and that would probably kill my bandwidth, or almost kill it. So I'm sorry, I'm not trying to put your internet to whatever. You know what I mean? I'm not like that. You know that. I'm just trying to give you suggestions, because if you can go a step or two up in your package, I'd suggest that if you don't mind paying the extra money. Then if you do hop in a stream or something, or you want a video like some of your retail arbitrage shit and talk about it, you know what I'm talking about. I don't know if you have a channel for that yet or not. I think you said you set something
See,
up.
well, like I don't really do live streams anymore.
Oh, okay. So that's why you're not.
I just popped in to say what's up, right?
Yeah, I got you. No.
Yeah, I'm not worried, because if I do anything that's worthwhile, I'm gonna make a video and then release the video and then get the views and live stream and all that, right?
Yeah, no, I got you. No, I got you. Now I see what you're saying with your internet. I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, the only reason why I got a gigabit is because right now, in my area, it's free because Spectrum took too long upgrading the lines. This New York State almost was going to take them to court, or I think took them to court and won, because they didn't fulfill their contract of getting high-speed internet to all these boony type places. You know what I mean? Like getting fiber and all that, or just regular high-speed coax cable up there. So, because when I was living at my mother-in-law's when I first moved up here, like she had the best package you could have at the time for her internet, but her run from the pole to the house was 500 or 600 feet long. I think it was like 596 feet and something inches from the pole to her, and she was at the end of the run for the hub. You know what I mean? The end of the run for the internet. Oh, I think I lost him. But all right. So if you're here, easy digging, say hi. I don't know who's here, but it said the only 2 are watching. So let's see. Had to drop. Everything was dying left off. That's okay. Honestly, Jay, your voice was perfect the whole time, even though the tank you were showing was a little, you know what I mean. It wasn't stuttering. It just jumped a little bit. You know what I mean? Not bad. Like a couple second delay from, you could tell when one plant shifted to here. You know what I mean? Due to the water flow you had in the tank, because it looked like you had some water flow in that tank because the different plants were moving around just slightly. So, but if you want to hop back in, you don't have to stream live. You can just be a voice here and have no whatever picture you have set up for YouTube. That's up to you. But that's cool. Whatever you want to do, I can talk to you offline too. Figure that. Exactly. So, cool. I'm going to share the stream again just because I want to get the numbers back up. All right, so my feed and my story for Facebook post. Just give me a second, guys. I'm just sharing the post. All right, gonna hit it Twitter again because I got a couple people. I'm sure from Twitter. You already said that. Let's see, Facebook. I don't want to share on WhatsApp because I really don't care. I hardly use WhatsApp. That's all right. Facebook and Twitter is fine. Now we got 3 watching. Cool. Let's see who the 3 are participants. Unless they chat, I don't know who they are. So I don't know if Easy Diggins back or someone else. But back to talking about fish. So my 23-gallon bow front over here, I just got hooked up the filter to it. I've already cleaned it. I've kept snails in that 23 bow front, and I just drop food in it or flake in it every like 2 or 3 days. The heater's been going the whole time, so I think I'm just gonna hook that back into my air system and get the big air pump actually that's on this shelf at the top set up and shoot off all the air lines to every tank so I can cut that horrible noise out that you hear probably on the live stream of air pump going. I'm going to get rid of all that. The air pumps in my bedroom I'm not worried about because that I want high flow air in my 75-gallon due to the plants, the fish, the turtles in there. I want to keep things moving. Plus I got 2 20-gallon sponge filters, the dual filters in that 75-gallon going. I cleaned those out recently. I gotta just give it like 3 more days or so, then I'm gonna clean the canister filter. That way some of the beneficial bacteria will get back in the 75-gallon into that canister filter. I mean, I'm not gonna clean it in bleach and all that stuff. All I'm gonna do, I haven't cleaned it in over a year, to be honest with you. So I'm sure the different sponge filters, you know, the coarse, the medium, the fine, are all clogged up. I probably have to rinse off the ceramic media in there and the lava rock and all that stuff I threw in there because I supercharge everything I put in my tanks. Hang on back filters, sponge filters. If they're in something, I'll put plants in on aqua clear if I leave the top off, like small low and growing plants that this will suck up some of the nutrients, like what's that poisonous house plant? I can't remember the name of it, but it's got the leaves that will just grow in a glass of water with bare roots. They don't care. That type of a plant. Those type of house plants where they'll grow along the top. I want to put them in my Aqua Clear 75 or I think it's a 75 or 70. I want to have the roots grow into the, not to the sponge filter, but into the top media and just let it filter the water that way. Or let the roots, when they get long enough, dangle down into the 75-gallon tank so they can suck more nutrients out of that. Plus, I got the Marineland, I want to say it's a 275 gallon per hour filter, or maybe it's 375 or 325. I can't remember. It's the one I won from my aquarium box a long time ago. Either way, got to clean that filter. Like I said, I cleaned the 240-gallon sponge filters. I actually cleaned the Aqua Clear too, like a few days apart. You know what I mean? That way I don't nuke all my beneficial bacteria. I mean, all my water in this house is well water because that's what the town uses. They got like 10 or 14 deep wells that go right into the spring aquifers and stuff like that. So this is all well water. Yes, they do once in a while chlorinate or put chlorine or chloramine in the water system just to kill anything, because there is the old metal pipes, you know, like clay pipes and all that, lead pipes in this area, because a lot of the homes in this area are from like some of them that are left are from the 1800s, early 1800s all the way through. So not everything's been dug up. So there might be some lead pipes still and all that stuff. So I do treat with dechlorinator. I use Safe, or wherever the hell it is right now. Yeah, I use Safe. And I'm going to hook the RODI filter up that I have, that I picked up from another hobbyist that was breaking down his saltwater tanks or his fish rooms, you know, just different people's stuff. I'm always looking for parts, you know, for fish tanks, filters, whatever, that are a good deal, either so I can resell or I can change pump parts out to some of the Aqua Clears that I have, that some of the pumps have just shit the bed. You know, it happens. You know, it's always good to have extra spare parts around, but of course I have a small apartment, so whatever I bring in, I try to take 2 if not 3 times the amount of stuff that's just collecting dust out, whether it's selling it, throwing away, or donating it, you know, because we do have thrift stores up here, but fish stuff they don't really readily accept, so it's more or less I try and donate to another hobby member. I got some people at work that keep freshwater and saltwater tanks, so they're always looking for spare parts and stuff like that. So it's all about, you know, networking and who you know and what you can trade and barter away to get different types of fish, plants, all that stuff. Fish Tropic knows what I'm talking about. I'm sure some of the older guys know what I'm talking about, and some of you new people that are starting to get above 1 or 2 tanks, 3 tanks, multi-tank syndrome, MTS. Like, you know, these aren't all my tanks on here. I mean, this one's empty because I forgot to fill it, honestly, a while ago, when and it just ended up evaporating, and I totally forgot to fill it up. Lucky I moved the high-grade blue dreams out of it that I had, or blue velvet shrimp out of it. So I got blue velvet shrimp. I got the high grade blue velvet shrimp. So I'm keeping those separate. I've taken some of the high grade females and males and put them in the lower grade tank to just have them interwork. So I want to try and get that lower grade blue velvets and blue dreams and stuff like that to become higher grade, so I can sell it and actually have some nice stuff to give, you know, give to the fish fan community, whether it's through giveaways or donations, or they just want to buy stuff from me. And I will ship. I will start shipping again. So unfortunately, I got rid of all my boxes, but if people want stuff bought, it's not hard to just run out and go get a box and pack it up and get the some of the styrofoam and stuff like that to fill the stuff. The boxes I did throw away, I did keep all the inserts to most of the styrofoam boxes, so I have different size stuff and different size packing materials that I have kept. That way, if I had to ship out 10 to 15 packages, I would have enough inserts to put in to brand new boxes. So, you know, I'm trying to think about a lot. What's up, New York, Buffalo? VIP Jim says. Not much. I actually live up in Saranac Lake, right outside Lake Placid. I know Buffalo's about 4 or 5 hours away, unless you're saying you're from Buffalo. VIP Jim. So that's cool. If anyone wants to come up, I'll put the invite in. I'm just talking about fish stuff. What I'm planning on doing in my fish room or fish apartment, pretty much. Because I have tanks in every room but beside the bathroom. That's like the only room that doesn't have a tank. And I'm tempted to set up a 2.5 gallon that I have in there on top of the toilet. But my toilet is one of those more modern toilets, so the sides slope just a little. So I'd have to find a nice piece of foam board that I can match the shape, or I can carve like the shape of it so it'll sit flat on top of the toilet. I mean, it'd only be like a 2.5 gallon or 5 gallon tank, nothing too heavy. VIP Jim, yeah, Niagara Falls and Woodstock. That's over here too. Okay, gotcha. So you're up from around the Niagara area. I gotcha. I got friends from work that have go up there consistently. I mean, Niagara, I think for me is only a couple hours away, 2-3 hours, maybe 4 at most. So it's probably heading towards Buffalo, because I think Niagara Falls is, like you said, right outside Buffalo. So at this point, a 4-hour trip is honestly up here is really nothing. So that's cool. So fancy guppies are going to get moved off this shelf. I'm going to set it up and run more of my Blue Velvets, Blue Dreams that I have, because I have those too. I have 2 tanks or 3 tanks of Blue Dreams that are high grade Blue Dreams. No, 2 tanks that are high grade and 1 that's a lower grade that I've mixed. And I'm slowly adding some of the nicer Blue Dreams to the lower grade Blue Dream tank just to get those up. And then I got Blue Velvet Shrimp and stuff like that in the Alcatraz Bay Area. Oh, okay, cool. Gotcha. Awesome. So, gonna break these tanks down, or at least get the fancy guppies out of them, get some of the hair algae out of them, and make them more shrimp tanks. San Francisco Bay, yes, I know where it is. VIP Jim, yeah. Yeah, so you're saying I'm over in the area of Niagara Falls. Yeah, Woodstock. Woodstock's about, I want to say, an hour and a half away from me, if not less. I know exactly where it is. I've driven by it quite a few times, that area on the highway. Just haven't really gone into Woodstock. Been on the outskirts of it, just never through there. But San Francisco Bay, yeah, I know San Francisco. I haven't personally been there, but I have family over in that area, San Diego, and further north, up towards San Francisco and all that. The bulk of them are in San Diego, though. So, and I spent some time over in San Diego. Beautiful area. I know San Fran is further away. I think San Fran's north of San Diego by 3-4 hours or something like that, or maybe it's 5 or 6. I can't remember. But just a beautiful area. Put that larger and scroll down. let's see. So cool. So 74 minutes, and I've been having between 2 and 3 views average. The high was 4 or 5. I think it was at 5 at one point. So whoever's here, even if you're lurking, thank you for being in here. I'm going to see who the participants are. It's just myself and VIP Jim. So Fish Tropic hasn't said anything in a while, so I don't know if he disappeared, but I'm sure he has it open in the background listening to me talk. So for you, VIP Jim, I'm gonna tomorrow or the next day I'm cleaning up this 125. Gonna gravel vac. I'm gonna, depending on how my back is, because I heard it at work, I'm gonna move some of the substrate around, add some sand, add some of the planted tank mix I got, substrate in under the gravel. Oh, yeah, I'm also upside DIY. Nice to see you. That's where I knew the name from. I recognized it. I just couldn't place. I couldn't remember who it was. Upside. My bad, man. So I hurt my back at work on the 4th of this month. I'm just doing it because I'm home. I'm on OI, but I'm really not trying to overdo it. I mean, my dad's like, well, you really shouldn't be on YouTube and social media and all that with the hurt back. And it's like, well, what else am I going to do? Well, you can only watch so much TV and you can only stare out the window for so long, you know? So, I mean, I do stretching because I hurt my back in the shower. Based on the last time I blew out my back, I know the ones to stretch in there. I'm running a heating pad all the time when I need it for my back. When I stretch out, I'm doing core strengthening exercises that they gave me right here or in my bedroom. I'll slide the bed over a little and do that stuff. Yeah, I know. At least this time, my back's not as blown out as it was when I was 27, 28, where I couldn't even lay flat or on my side because I was in that much pain. I mean, they had me on 1,000 milligrams of Vicodin plus baclofen and Flexerol at the same time. And that was when I was 27. I'm 42, 27, 28. I'm 42 now. So I've been up in New York. So, yep. Lay on your side and curl and straighten your leg. Yep, I do that. I do that right in my bed. I know you should be more on a stable surface, but to do it in the bed's much easier and more comfortable on my back than laying on the hard floor surface. You know what I mean? Because I got a 4 or 5, it's either a 4 or 6 inch memory foam pad that really like helps keep you aligned. You know what I mean? So I have that on, and I do stretches. I stretch in the shower. I got the back pad on right now, and literally I sit on it. I mean, they said don't try not to be over an hour on a heating pad, but sometimes my back is just killing me. I'm in constant pain. At least this time, when I fall asleep, I don't wake up to the pain as much as I did when I blew on my back originally. Like originally, I didn't sleep for like literally at least a minimum of 2.5, if not 3 weeks, if not close to a month, where I didn't sleep. Or if I did sleep, it was 5 or 10 minutes, and it was in like a gaming chair like this, because it just felt more comfortable on my back because I couldn't lay on my back or my side. Like it took them between 4 and 6 months, I can't remember, to get my heel up off the ground or off the table to stretch me out during PT. 4 to 6 months, an inch. That's how tight I was. I'm not as tight now, but still, if I wasn't doing all these stretches and being proactive, trying to do the right things to get back to work and get my back back to 100%. You know, I'd probably be laid up if I wasn't stretching and not exercising, but stretching as much as I am and getting up and moving around within reason. But that stuff kind of makes me loopy. The Flexerol I'm on, I know I'm at the max dose, which I think they said is 10 milligrams based on my weight. I take it 3 times a day if I need it, but I'm trying to only take it when I really, really, truly need it. And then I just saw the workman's comp doctor today, and he stretched me out like he's my new physical primary care physician. So he stretched me up and down, and he's like, tell me when you feel pain. And he's like, I need to assess where you're at. He's like, so I'm thinking you're maybe somewhere between 45 and 60% healed at max. I'm like, Doc, I'm probably more like 50% healed, the way I feel, based on the last time I hurt my back. So I'm out of work until at a minimum January 4th. And he's like, most likely you're out at least the next 3 weeks, if not a month, on top of what I've already been out. So I was told not to push it, so I'm not going to push it. You know, I talk to my parents every day. I'm getting a lot more things done. I mean, this does look like a mess, but this is new media that I have to add to my FX4, my canister filter on the 75, or the 2 canister filters on my 75. You know, it's different ceramics or different media material like lava rock and stuff like that, that I'm just going to put a mix of everything in there and kind of intertwine it and see how the tanks do. So I get more beneficial bacteria. I do not run any carbon on anything right now. Like, this tank has been set up literally since I moved in the apartment. Within the first 3 to 5 months, that tank was set up, that 125. Now it's moved from being over here where this rack is to where it currently is. Now I want to take this rack down, but talking to Fish Tropic, he made a really good point. I should be focusing on my super red plecos because I have super red long fins and short fins that are currently breeding in my 75 gallon in my bedroom. And they have been breeding for at least 6 to 8 months. So I'm probably up to 40 or 50 super red plecos between long and short fins in that tank. Got some really nice ones. Got a few albinos in there. I haven't really looked at them to see if they're male or female, but I probably have, I want to say at a minimum 8 pairs in there of plecos that are super red plecos that are breeding. I have a big common pleco that I got inherited from my parents when they moved out of their place like 5 years ago in Massachusetts. So I'm going to put that in the 125 tomorrow, probably, depending on how my back feels, because what the doc did today really kind of messed me up a little bit. But he had to do what he had to do to see where I was at, being the workman's comp doctor. So I can't blame him for what he had to do. Sorry, I don't mean to repeat myself, but so I'm just going to play it by ear for the next 2 weeks to a month. And I'm hoping to be back to work in like a week and a half, 2 weeks, but who knows? I mean, I got to see the physical therapist too, so just to make sure I stay limber and I'm actually healing properly. And you know what I mean? Making sure I'm stretching enough, doing the right exercises enough, stuff like that. So, but enough like that. VIP Jim says, yeah, just wish you changed the snail tub. Looks like it's going to break. Which snail tub? Are you talking the one that's behind this chair right here, the blue tank? I mean, I got 2 5-gallon pails behind me that I need to add some water to, that I just throw flake food once in a while, or older fish food that might have gotten damp. I'll throw it in the snail pails, as I call them. But I do have that blue, I want to say it's a 28 gallon or 20, no, I think it's like a 20 gallon or 18 gallon roughneck tote that my dog actually laid on and was like going like this, trying to get at to some of the fish. So I moved those fish out of that tote on the floor. If that's what you're talking about. Yeah, the tub on the floor. Yeah. What I'm gonna do to that, Jim, is I'm actually gonna I got some wood here, 2x4s. I might actually use 1x1s, but I'm gonna shore that tote up. I'm gonna put, this, make a square box around it, just slightly bigger than, the widest point at the top. And now I'm gonna push the point in, take a couple measurements each way, and on the outside to get, diameter and all that or whatever. And I'm gonna make a small wooden frame that's gonna slide up with, a couple little legs, maybe 4 little legs. That way, if it touches, pretty much I'm gonna put that toad in a bucket or a square frame. That way, when Molly or when I accidentally leaned on it or whatever, or tripped and leaned on it, I can't remember if I did it or Molly did it. I think it was me, honestly. I tripped and almost fell face first into the 125 because I was half asleep one night going to the bathroom. I'll put a wood frame around that tote. I'm not going to get rid of the tote because it's a seasoned tote with fish, but I would rather have it be like a Rubbermaid like tote like it is, but I'm saying a more rigid one, like the gray one right there, like the newer Roughnecks. That is an 18-gallon tote right there. I have 2 fancy guppies and some white clouds in there, and a bunch of plants that are low growing right now, and I'm just lightly fertilizing it. I didn't actually have the filter running for the last 6-8 months, and I would just add water to it because there was only a couple fish plus plants in there. Yeah, hard to do stuff with just this space. Need a real fish room. Well, I've been telling myself for months and years that I'm going to build a rack over in that corner and get rid of that stuff. So, with this newfound time, maybe I will, depending on the price of wood, whether a metal rack's going to be cheaper than wood or build a wood rack there. But at the same time, I'm looking at houses. I want to get out and get on my own house and actually have a true fish room or fish basement type thing. I mean, this rack set up, I got 4 10-gallons here. I could make them 5-gallon tanks and run super red plecos through them or shrimp, but I got them set up as 10 gallons, and I got 4 10-gallons right there. 2 have guppies in them with plants. They all have plants. The shrimp tanks are empty. Those don't have any sponge filters or anything on them. They're just literally stagnant water. I know it should have some water flow in there, but there's Naha grass or guppy grass in there galore, and one of the tanks, the closest to the 125 and the big shop light above the 125, it gets so much extra light that there's a bunch of green algae in there, and it's this straight green algae, and the fire red Sakara shrimp in there are going nuts. They're breeding like crazy. A VIP Jim says, Gib minus will get a large 250-gallon plastic or metal food grade. Yeah, for storage. Yeah, no, I got you. I will do that, but I'm not going to do that in this apartment. The biggest tank I'm going to put in this apartment is probably that 125. Based on when I crawled under here and looked, it could do a 225, 250-gallon tank. It would be a short tank, like a 6-footer, more depth or more width and height than length. You know what I mean? So it'd be more of a, like this tank. It's a weird 125. I think it's 22 inches deep, 34, 36 inches tall. It's just a very weird dimension, but it's not your traditional 6-foot tank that a 125 would be. It's like 5'5" or 5'2". You know what I mean? Type tank, so it's wider and taller than, it's a custom tank. So, I was actually gonna set up a pond right in this corner if I got everything taken out. But my problem is, in the past, I would say I was gonna do stuff and get all excited and put the money towards it. You know what I mean? Have the money to do it. And this, I lost interest in actually doing it at that time. Right now is different. The last 5-6 months for me has been totally different. I should have been on YouTube 5-6 months ago, but based on what was going on and me saving and doing different projects and selling and trading or bartering stuff off Facebook Marketplace, eBay, stuff like that. Yeah. I could move one of those inside. I could, in my apartment, technically fit one of those through the door. It'd be really, really tight and probably rub the trim. I'd probably just pop the trim off because it's an older apartment and my landlord's gonna gut the place anyways, and I tell him I'm taking the trim off just to fit this in there. But I'm not gonna take a stock tank bigger than like 225 in here. So I could get one of those food grades, cut the top off, put koi in there, or put a bunch of plants or fancy guppies or super red plecos and just let them go nuts. And every so often, just fish them out. But I rather see the super red plecos than anything I'm breeding in a glass tank, so I know what's going on. I've seen people dig outdoor ponds and a liner, some decorations. Dig a hole and use a liner outdoor. Yeah, I was actually going to put a turtle pond here. I was going to say turtle, but it would be fish initially, and then turtles would get incorporated into it. My 75-gallon is a turtle tank right now. I mean, it does have super reds breeding in it. That's the tank. Honestly, the turtles really don't mess with the super reds. Now, the super reds will chase the turtles away, even the small ones, because they'll just keep thudding them, or they'll go up to their feet or their limb. You know what I mean? Their arms and their legs, and this get on them and suck on them. You know what I mean? Annoy the turtle to the point that the turtles just leave them alone. So, hey, I do some rock collecting now. That's cool. That's what I'm gonna do when spring hits. It's winter up here, so unless it's a clear day and it's a warmer day and the rocks are on the surface, I'm not doing anything that requires any type of digging. But some of the rocks I got in this tank, the 55-gallon that's dry right now, that I got rid of the African cichlids, I rehomed them, if I remember correctly. Rehomed some of them, gave some of them to friends, sold some of them to the Potsdam Aquatic store up here, stuff like that. But that 55 is going to get moved out. I'll probably actually take the side off of this 125 and put the 55 underneath that thing. I got the height for the 55 under there. Almost make it like a sump, but make it an African cichlid type sump tank. Because this runs about the same pH as an African cichlid tank, maybe slightly lower. Last time I checked that was at like a 7.6, 7.7. And those fish didn't mind it. I mean, they're fine. Actually, that might be too high. I might actually have to use the pH down to get the pH down in the because that's a South American cichlid tank and Central American cichlid tank. So that is what it is. I'll figure it out. I do some food gardening, fruit and vegetable trees. The only problem with me, I don't get any privacy. I got you. Honestly, up here, I've looked at several homes before I got hurt, and a couple while I've been hurt. You know what I mean? Better days for me. You know what I mean? I've gone out and looked at homes, and I found a couple that are definitely contenders that I think I'm going to put an offer on one of them. It's got 3/4 of an acre of land. It's an older home. I think it was built in the 1880s. I like the structure of it. It's more updated internally. It's got the nice oak wood floors, like the 4-inch and 6-inch boards, depending on the room. And it does have a basement, so I could make a fish basement. It does have a sump, because most places up here have sumps in their basement, just due to winter runoff and stuff like that, because you're higher up in the mountains, there's more water. And people have wells in their homes, so they run a sump, because this typically the basements are more damp. I know for me that's not a big deal. I mean, I just run a dehumidifier down in the basement, whatever house I got. Depending on how much humidity there is, like I got the simple thing that's right here with my computer running, and the heaters in the tanks that I do have heaters in. It's 67.9 degrees in my apartment, and my shrimp tanks, no heaters. Shrimp don't really care. The only tanks I have a heater in is this one, the 23-gallon. I mean, I do have heaters in the 55. Yeah, that's not plugged in. I cleaned them up and I laid them back in the 55 because the 55's empty besides the African cichlid sand and the rocks I put in there that I found around upstate New York and stuff like that. But I want to get that 55 under the 125, but that'll probably be after my back heals, or I'll have buddies come over and move it, and we'll just knock the side panel off over here and fit the 55. I've measured it. I do have the height to get in there. Even if I don't, sawzall it a little bit, move it over, and then I'll just reshore up any of the 4x4s that have 2x4 on them. If I need to, I'll shore those up with more, like another 2x4 stacked on it. You know what I mean? I got some carpentry skills. I can shore up that if I had to. If I thought that I took too much wood out to fit the 55 under there. But I got the height anyways. It just might be like where I'm pushing it in, and the top of the trim is literally touching the top of the frame of the wood stand, because that's a homemade wood stand. The top piece is oak, and then the rest is like pine. There's 4x4s under, and then the corners, and then the corners, and in the middle there's 4x4s to hold the weight of the 2x6s that are there, or 2x4 bracing or trim. So I can cut some of that trim out to get the tank under, and I'll cut under the, as you would call them, the joists, whatever's bearing the weight, and I can fit the 55 in there. VIP Jim says, yeah, I've been watching fish videos. Notice some fish breeders have quality fish because of their tanks. Like, no joke, even though this doesn't look the nicest, when I first set it up and as I added plants, this tank got really nice. My problem is I get busy, real life stuff happens, and the cichlids beat the hell out of the tanks and the plants. You know what I mean? Even the the driftwood, they'll beat the hell out of and move around. I don't know how many times I picked that big piece of driftwood, that big branch up, and put it back to where it was supposed to be. And just over a month or two, or a couple weeks, that Oscar and the Severum, they'll just knock it down, or move it. But I can always get more wood where they can't move that anymore, which I'll just go wood hunting and let it sit out on the back porch like I did for the other thing for 4 months and add it to the tank. Yeah, so most of my tanks, the youngest tank in here, season-wise, is probably, at this point set up, probably a year and a half old. The average is probably 5 to 7 years old for most of these tanks. This one is like 10 years old. So, I mean, if the 55 was still set up, this would be like 8 years old. I mean, I had that tank running for like at least a solid 4 or 5 years, and then either how you lose interest and stuff. So, or at least I did. It all depends on my mental state, where I'm at with things. And obviously, VIP Jim, you probably heard some of my stories about my depression, the divorce. The divorce is finalized, by the way. It's been for a month and a half, if not two at this point. Just with COVID hitting, it backed us up for a while. So me and my wife are divorced, hence why I've been looking for the last 6-8 months at houses. But one major contender, like I said, I'll probably put an offer in, carry them rent payment here, and slowly move stuff over into that other house when I get a house. Tank by tank, fish by fish. Or maybe I'll just set up new tanks at that house, and I will just take the water from these tanks and bring them over to those tanks, and then bring the filters with the water in them standing up in my vehicle to them, reset the tank up, and the tank will be 90% cycled, or you know what I mean? You know how it is, adding cycled media to a fish tank and then adding more beneficial bacteria in the liquid form, like the Fritz or whatever type beneficial bacteria, where it like this gives you an overall abundance of beneficial bacteria to the tanks to establish filters again, or new filters and all that stuff. But I have moved plenty of tanks in this apartment, drained enough tanks. I have enough cycled media that I could probably set up 150 gallons worth of shit. Maybe more. Probably more like 200. Because in that tank, there's a 125 gallon sponge filter, finer sponge filter right there. That's been sitting in that tank for 3 years now, going on 3 years. And it did have air going through it, but when I started downsizing, when I originally was going to move out, I started cutting lines and downsizing. That's why you see these lines in front of the tanks. Any of these lines, normally you don't see them because I have them in the back of the tanks. But if I'm going to start breeding for profit again and doing that stuff, and I will reset up what I have to set up and downsize the rest and move fish accordingly to different tanks and sell them, or barter them away and get what I want. So I have lots of plans, lots of plans, but how much can I get done? There's only a certain amount of time in the day. So I know VIP Jim's here. I'm here. I'm not sure if Tropic's still hanging around. He probably is, but I'm gonna take a quick bio break. Go smoke a cigarette. Yes, I know it's bad for my health, but so is this shit. It's legal in New York State, and that's all that matters. It helps me with my depression, and it does help with the back stuff too, the back pain. It eases some of that pain, to be honest with you. So, yeah, bathroom break, and I will be back. So, let's see. Alright, so I put bio break C in 5 or 10 minutes. I may take Molly out, I'm not sure. I did take her out before I started streaming, so let me actually put the invite link in the channel again. If anyone wants to come in and talk about what they're doing, feel free to hop up. You know, I don't mind people coming into Streamlabs or StreamYard or whatever. Had Fish Tropic in there, or whatever he had. Shitmiss, I think it was his name, or something like that. So if you want to hop up, VIP Jim, if you have a mic and that's all you have, that's fine. Or you just want to hop in on video, feel free. It doesn't matter to me. Voice is perfectly fine. Otherwise, I will see you in like 5 or 10 minutes. Probably more like 5 minutes, because I don't think I'm going to take my dog out. It'd be 10 if she was going out. So, be right back. I am muting. Was I on mute that whole time? Guys, was I on mute that whole time? But based on the streaming software, I don't know which thing it's using. If it's using the Logitech camera mic or it's using this one, I'm not sure. I set the default to this mic, and if that's the case, I have not been talking because I just went to go shut this off, and I heard the doop doop, meaning I just turned the mic back on because I pushed up, and that's unmute it. Mute it. But if you heard me, even though I slid the button back and forth, that means this mic's picking up my speech. So, all right. Enough said with that. I'm gonna mute this, and if that mic's live right now, I don't care. Be back. Ah, fuck it. Be back in a few minutes. I'm muting the mic. Okay, so you still make video. VIP Jim says, I still can make videos, but I'm taking a break. You need a break sometimes. I've taken breaks. Like a year ago, I came back. If you look back, a couple videos or live streams, whatever, have content or videos and live streams. So, yeah, I've taken breaks. I was big into it probably, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, streaming all the time and stuff like that. But it was probably more like 4 or 5 years ago. But when I first started Sunmelt, right around then, where I was streaming all the time, and if I didn't have to work overtime, I'd come home and do all that. VIP Jim says, I need to get back to work myself. I haven't had a job for 10 years. I used to work on cars. Yeah, it's tough. Like I said, I'm out with my back right now, wishing I was at work too. But with a hurt back, I'm not going back to work, especially when it happened at work. You know what I mean? Till my back's healed. I need to play online slots or do something crazy. Yep, I hear you. Cool. All right, I'm going to go get a drink because I need either water or something to keep my throat wet because I'm getting dry mouth pretty bad right now. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. I played some online slots before at different sites and stuff like that, and the lottery, and bet on some mixed martial arts and stuff like that. So didn't earn any money, lost money, but I mean, I was only betting $10, $20 here or there, so it wasn't like big money. If I did win, it would have been like $200-300 or $150. You know what I mean? So nothing for real big money, not like dropping like hundreds of dollars or anything like that crazy. But yeah, right now I'm more into the retail arbitrage and trying to get rid of my fancy guppies or downsize them. I mean, honestly, they'll probably go into that tote you don't like so much. I mean, I have fancy guppies in that tote with a little 10-gallon heater right now in it, just because I don't care if it's on all the time because it's barely draining any electricity. You know what I mean? Even if it runs the whole time, I'm on through National Grid. I'm on their solar, their alternative energy. So instead of paying like $150-200 a month, I'm paying like $100 or less most cases. And especially since my AC is not running, I'm like a $70 or $80 bill a month, if that, for electricity. So, but I've been trying to selling stuff on Facebook, bartering with people from work and stuff like that. I got a buddy that's looking for a gaming computer, and he was showing me specs of one that was pre-built. I told him I could do it for cheaper, just give me a budget. I actually have two sitting right now collecting dust. One I picked up recently for a really good price that's almost as good as the computer I'm streaming on, or I use for gaming / streaming. Originally that was going to be my streaming rig, but he's in need and I could use the extra money right now to throw at a house or whatever, bills to knock stuff down, you know what I mean? So I'll sell it to him with the monitor I got and go from there. You know, my son recently got a gaming computer, so I'm trying to upgrade that for him on the cheap, whether I get a whole setup in and then I part it out or whatever, you know what I mean? I don't mind cannibalizing systems to make my gaming rig better or a system that I currently have better. So I'm into a bunch of different things, but I want to focus more on my fish and my gaming channel. So, you know, my gaming channel is Snafu Gaming, or I think I changed it to Savage Gaming on Twitch right now, and that's how it is. I think it's Snafu 12 Online Gaming or Snafu 12 TV. Exactly. VIP Jim says, that's good. I'm not gambling because I'll lose and be in debt fast. Better off where I started. No, hey, I'm not saying from time to time I do play stuff. And, you know, in the past, you know, I get scratchers here and there, like, you know, $1, $2 scratch tickets that are like the word games. Over the last few months here and there, I'll buy like a $20 or $10 scratch ticket or a $25 scratch ticket or 10, you know what I mean? I probably most of the time I don't win, but not too long ago, probably like 2-3 weeks ago, I won a couple $100 off a scratcher. But no joke, most of my scratch tickets, if I get scratch tickets for lotto or anything like that, I put them in my backpack, meaning to scratch them at work, you know, on a break or something, or on the night shift when there's nothing really going on, just to have something to do. And hey, maybe I might make $20 or make my money back, or a little above, you know what I mean? Make $10 here and there. VIP Jim says, need to study to be a realtor and make a percentage of a sale. Yeah, I mean, honestly, you know how many people up here that I know are disabled that have their realtor license just because they're disabled to a certain degree and they really can't do the work they want to do, but to walk around and show a place and take pictures of an apartment or a house or whatever and show it. There can be some good money in there, especially if you're a really likable guy like I know you are, VIP Jim. Like, you know, eventually if I wanted to stop working where I currently work, eventually I want to be out on my own where I'm making enough money doing what I'm doing that I don't have to worry about really working. If I don't feel like working, I could take 2, 3, 4, 5 days off and have enough money to carry me. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm getting into the, like, what you call retail arbitrage, where I'm buying stuff for a decent price or people are giving it away for free, like a steal, and then I'll take it home and clean it up if it needs to be cleaned, and I'll resell it. Or I'll barter it for something better. You know what I mean? I mean, my car's filled with stuff right now that I just did got some stuff. So, VIP Jim says, I've been watching Beyond Fact and Fiction on Tubi. Has all kinds of statues, a lot of or stuff from a lot of different places. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I like to watch Storage Wars and stuff like that. I don't have cable per se. I have internet, but I stream everything. So I don't watch the news consistently. If I do get news, it's on here, and it's like Google News or one of those where once in a great while I'll watch a big event or something on YouTube or something like the president speak or something like that, something that I'm interested in or want to know about because it's going to get enacted, like a new law or something like that. But that's cool. I like stuff like that. Tubi is, yeah, it's a phone app. Yeah, I had Tubi on my Amazon Fire Stick. You could download it as an app. Yeah, that's where I used to have Tubi. I mean, Tubi's cool because I think Tubi's the one that you just have to watch ads, but any content on there is free. So that's awesome. All right, don't mind me. I'm going to share the stream again and see if I can't get some more people in here again. Streaming. I just saw it somewhere. I think I've been streaming for 2 hours. All right, that's done. Now close that. Share to Facebook again. Oh. And click my story in my feed because I got like 400, 500, 600 friends on my friends list or whatever the max, or probably 400 or 500 anyway, if not 600 people. So that's Twitter. I'll get the other ones. Yeah. Yeah, Tubi or TiVo or one of those streaming apps. Yeah. It's a phone app, but it's whatever device, mobile device you can. And with the new Windows 10 and 11, like I got Windows 11 home, I think, on my gaming computer. No, I want it Pro. I wasn't going to do Windows 11 originally. I was just going to do 10 Pro just because everything's like fixed, any problems like that. But Windows 11 or Windows 12, I think it's Windows 11, home is pretty good right now. I mean, there is some bloatware, but I got 32 gigs of RAM, a 3080 Ti graphics card, and I got gaming RAM in here, the RGB. I think it's 30 or 3600 megahertz, and I got the M.2 solid state, two of those solid states in this hard drive, plus I think a 3 or 4 terabyte regular storage mechanical drive. So, like, I got space, and what I was getting at is the Windows 11 is literally like having a mobile device. So it looks at my computer as a mobile device, so I can download Tubi to it. I need a phone gaming controller adapter. I have Amazon and actually bought dental drill and crowns. Oh, that's cool. Very cool. Yep, we just got one more person in here on the stream. Welcome. Appreciate you stopping in. I'm only showing Jim, but there's 3 watching, so I'm wondering if it isn't Fish Tropic just lurking. He came back to say hi, see what's going on. So we're talking some fish on the channel right now, what I'm planning on doing, gaming, real life stuff, kind of a mix of everything at the moment. At the beginning of the stream, if you want to see what I covered, you can go back to the beginning and start watching the stream. Otherwise, ask me a question. It's only myself and Jim or whoever the lurker is, and maybe another lurker in here right now. I'm only showing 3 watching. It jumped up to 4 for a second, but don't know. Because they show viewers, right? Show 3 or 4 watching now, but unless they post something in the chat, it doesn't always populate the participants, because it looks at chat participants as the viewers, even though your view count may say you have 200 viewers, for example, only 10 or 15 may be chatting in the chat box, so it's not going to show all the participants unless they're signed into their YouTube account or whatever they're streaming from to see my live stream or whatever. Yeah, You know, you can use a phone controller. Anything with Bluetooth for a controller, like an Xbox controller, a PlayStation controller you can use, or you can just get a specific one meant for your phone. Like any of those controllers that have Bluetooth, you can hook into your phone. You just may have to download the app for them, and that's it. Then you can game on your controller. You could use an Xbox controller. I've used an Xbox. I've used a PlayStation controller on here. I'm thinking of getting for my thing. I can't take it into work though, or they might not let me unless I sneak it in. But I try not to sneak stuff into work. You know, because you're not supposed to have any metal objects or anything. And them seeing you bring in a gaming controller, they're going to be like, what are you doing with that? Thinking you're hiding like a PlayStation or something in there. I'm in a lockdown unit, but I don't have to worry about that right now. A Wii controller probably actually would work, honestly, because your phone does have IR. The Wii uses IR, right? Unless you got one of the newer Wiis, maybe it has Bluetooth, but it uses the IR. As long as the IR is facing your phone or near your phone, like it can sense the sensor, it doesn't matter if it's going through the side of the phone. It's not always line of sight that you need, because some of the newer IR controllers or whatever, if they are an IR controller, will be able to go through the phone, and the phone will be able to see it. You know what I mean? So try it. See if you can hook it up. But usually I think I'm not too familiar with the IR controllers like the Wii is, but I know a PlayStation, I want to say 2 and above controller, or PlayStation 3 controller and above, with that has like Bluetooth, would be able to access your phone, you know. So, and as it is, if you don't have the controllers, direct message me after this, or hit me up on Messenger. I think my stuff's in the chat, or if you look around my channel, you see my stuff, or I can drop my phone number in here. Send me your address, and I can send you a PlayStation 4 controller, or an Xbox X controller, or whatever. That way, and I'll pay the shipping for it. It's going to be like $4 or $5. I'll just, whatever the cheapest shipping, or maybe I'll just pay the 8 or 10 and get it like next day or 3-day delivery through the postal service. I can send you one. I got like 10 controllers here for between Xbox and PlayStation Pro and regular Xbox. I don't usually get rid of my original gaming systems. I still have a Sega in storage. I have an old Nintendo in storage. I have a Super NES. I have like all those gaming consoles up for the most part. Dreamcast, all those. Stuff that they don't even make anymore, you know? The Cube, GameCube. I need a PS2, but I don't need anything until I get some stuff done. No, I hear you. No, I know, because if I was to send a PlayStation 2 to you, which is cheap money, I could probably like get it for like 10 or 20 bucks with some games and send it to you, probably for under $30. You know what I mean? Even if I did snail mail and it was 7 to 10 business days, like the cheapest thing, I would just get one of the boxes, medium-sized boxes, that whatever fits in the box will ship for, you know, $8.99 or $9.99 type thing. I'll just barter for it and get it for like nothing. You know what I mean? Pennies on the dollar, and I'll ship it to you. You want a PlayStation 2? I'll hook you up with a PlayStation 2 for free, man. I don't mind. But like you said, you got to get shit done. So. Oh, you want the emulation? You want like a PlayStation 2 loaded with all the PlayStation games and a newer hard drive and new controller where everything runs like almost like as if it was on like a computer in a way, or really fast compared to the original OS that was on it. I know what you're saying, because I've gotten some of those emulator games where they have like 600 games that you can play on it, like it's a PS2 or a PS3 emulation type thing, and the software is installed where it has all those games that are like, you know, hundreds of megs or only a couple gig worth of space, and you put them on like a terabyte hard drive, whether it's mechanical but the game will fly because the CPU processor in it. You know what I mean? I know what you're saying. I actually did something on Steam or Xbox Ultimate or something. I got one of their packs for the console where it has like the emulator with all the games in it, you know, for like 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 bucks for like 600 games. You know what I mean? Whether it was PS3 or Xbox, the original Xbox, or Xbox, you know, the next version of the Xbox, and then the Xbox X, because I have the Xbox X edition, just not the newest one, the newest gaming console out, but I'm bartering for one of those right now and a PlayStation 5 right now. Bartering, doing a clean swap, you know what I mean? So, yes, I have my gaming rig, but there's certain games you can't play on PC that are specific to like PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5 or Xbox, whichever version. So, I know what you're saying. Excuse me. But, yeah, fun times. We had 3, and then people disappeared, probably because I was talking about gaming, and this isn't a gaming channel. At one point, when I originally started Captain Savage Gaming, because I do have a Captain Savage Gaming that has like 20 or 30 people that are from like the fish family that came over. I'm like, check out that channel if you don't see me live streaming to my Captain Savage Aquatics channel. Check out that channel. But I'm actually going to my original gaming channel and updating that. I changed it to Savage Gaming. My in-game name is Snafu12 for that channel. So, and I do stream Modern Warfare 2, the newest version, Warzone 2.0, and all that. So, I'm an avid gamer, as you say, now that I'm back into it. But I take breaks. I'll take 4 or 5 month breaks from playing any type of games or streaming or doing anything from time to time. But enough about games, back to fish. So I'm going to get this little 3-gallon little like flex tank or whatever, you know what I mean? It was like one of the Marineland type combo packs that were on sale at like PetSmart that I actually put a beta in originally because it was like a 3-gallon tank, you know, one of those complete setups where it had the planted light on it, you know, like a 6 or 10K light on it, you know, full spectrum light where you could grow plants. I've had shrimp in that little tank right there. I'll move that into like my kitchen on the sill because one of the sills in my kitchen is big, and I put like a 2.5-gallon cube, almost like a flex cube, like Marineland flex cube or whatever, whoever makes those, Fluval flex cube. It was one of those like garden ones where you would have like the clay pebbles or whatever that float, and you could put plants in there and stuff. So I got to get that one up. VIP Jim says, yeah, computer and aquarium setups are a decent time. I build all my own computers. This one, the gaming rig I have now, the only reason why I got it put together was because it was during COVID still, and the graphics cards were expensive as hell. They were almost as much as putting a good mid to high tier gaming computer together build to buy the card. And I'm talking like a 3060 or 3070 was costing like $1,600 and $1,700. It's like, for that amount of money, I could buy a decent gaming rig. You know what I mean? Why spend all that? So I got one of the pre-builds because I was just going to steal the graphics card out and put it in my AMD Ryzen 9 5800. I think it was the 5800, and then you had the 5850 or 5950 or whatever series Ryzen. I got that in my bedroom, sitting right next to my bed, out of the way. That all it needs is an updated graphics card. It's got a 2060 Super or something like that in it card. So I mean, it's an older graphics card, but with the newer updated CPU and RAM and board, it's like a new gaming rig. It's actually probably almost more powerful than this. If I was to put the 3080 in that AMD, it would be better than this computer. I mean, this got an i9, I think 10 or 12 core processor in it. That thing's a 16 core processor, you know, high-end 16 core Ryzen 9 processor. It's not on the new Zen 3 or Zen 4 architecture. I think it is, no, I think it's Zen 3's, no, it goes Zen 4. Zen 3, it's a Zen 3 system. So drones are also cool. Yeah, I want to get some drones because when the summer's here, I'm going to start hiking with my dog more. I'm going to have my GoPro attached to my chest or wear the head mount and go hiking with my dog, or get a dog mount for like the GoPro from Molly, and you get different views because it's got really good stabilization now with the new GoPros and stuff like that. So I'll get content for my other like type channels, or I'll put it on here, CaptainSavageAquatics, or I'll just start a new channel. But I mean, I got 6 or 9 channels that I have started, so I can change the direction where it has no content. Just the channel started. I just need to put content on it and keep up with it on a somewhat regular basis. But my plan, anything I do now, I told myself if I'm going to spend the money and do this right this time, I'm going to set up a schedule where I'm creating content and it'll automatically drop on a certain schedule. It'll be uploaded, edited, all that, and it'll just automatically drop. So I don't have to physically go in there manually and upload it as it's live today. It'll automatically go live at certain times. So I'm looking into drones and stuff like that where I can fly around, and maybe more have a nature channel for up here because there's a lot of big woods and hiking trails and fishing and stuff like that. So, I mean, I kind of like to do a bunch of different things. So if I'm doing it, it doesn't hurt to have a camera strapped to my chest if I'm fishing or I go hunting or hiking or something like that, just to get a different type of content. Because I like to be creative, you know what I mean? I've always liked being creative, and to use that asset would be awesome. Just by spending, or if I can barter into, like, you know, the GoPro 10 or whatever, black, you know what I mean, the newest GoPro, people are selling them on Facebook Marketplace, you know, almost full price what retail is, and it's like, are you kidding me? Does it come with anything? And they're like, no, it's just the GoPro or the GoPro and the tripod, and they're trying to get full retail price for what they pay for it. It's like, no, it's used. I'm like, unless it's still in its original container, it is used, unopened. Like, I don't mind paying extra money if they got SD cards with them, stuff like that, a tripod, like a gimbal tripod and stuff like that, like where there's the value of the equipment, you know what I mean, is worth the extra cost. But I'm not paying full price for a GoPro 10, what I could go buy it in store for right now, you know what I mean, and not have any of the extra gear. But if I can get, if they want full retail price for it, they better have some gear with it, is all I'm saying, whether it's a drone or whatever, especially if it's used. All right, it's 1:17. I gotta check my phone because I told a couple buddies I'd game with them tonight. So I've been streaming for how long now? Let me refresh it. It's only one person watching anyways now, so I'm probably by myself on this channel. Let's see. VIP Jim, get a cheap one that can use. I can use my phone. Most of the drones, even the higher end drones, you can use the software provided. It's just, it's better to have their remote control to your phone through Bluetooth or whatever, wirelessly connected or plugged in. So I'll get one like that. I mean, I'm looking for a more expensive drone that I'm going to get some smaller ones. That way I learn how to fly properly. As it is, I've taken a course so I can do it professionally. You know, I'm paid the money. I just got to do the courses and get the certificate, you know, actually sit down and spend the time and do the drone course. And I'll have my drone license. I've already paid for it. It's all paid for, the class, everything. Like I said, I just have to do it. It's one of those things I was doing, and then I got really busy at work, and I was getting hit for 3 and 4 doubles a week, so my focus got taken all the way. Yep, VIP Jim, get a cheap one that you can use your phone. They have 360 cameras, 60. you get a cheap 360 camera on Amazon. I know. I can get a cheap 360 camera on Facebook Marketplace or eBay or one of those. I just rather barter and trade for it, because if I can do a clean swap, even it still cost me money originally to get those items, but if I can get enough cheap items and swap it one for one or a few items for that one thing, it's better. You know what I mean? Because most likely those items cost me a lot less than that particular item that person wants for that particular item. Like, I've done some bartering, so if I can barter with someone and, you know, do a one for one, or hey, I give them these 3 items for this one thing, why not? So I'm all about that, bartering to get better things, bartering down, bartering up. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you got to build a rapport with people, and you give them the better deal so they come back, because, you know, they antique or do something like that and they have extra stuff laying around. Yeah, I spent $1,500 this year. I have to stop for a while until it balances out to $100 a month. Yeah, just because I'm working, and with the 2.5 times pay at work, I mean, like I said, it's like a $500 or $600 a night shift for an additional 8 hours. And before I got hurt, I was doing 3 doubles a week, if not 4. Now, I was volunteering for 3, and I was possibly getting mandated for the 4th, or I get mandated for 3 and I would volunteer for the 4th, just because 2.5 times pay, you can't beat that pay. Like $500-$600 to sit around and do nothing on a night shift when I probably just come home and game and not make money. You know what I mean? So I have a lot of subscription services and stuff that I paid for. I kind of pulled those back a little bit because I'm looking for a house. I'm in the mode of trying to save money, but at the same time, sometimes you got to spend money to make money. And I'm trying to have where I can put a hefty down payment on the house, even though I don't need to with the VA home loan, since I'm 6% disabled. Hey, stop it. Don't knock on that door. Come here. Lay down. Molly. Lay down. Come on. Lay down. All the way. Nope. Down. I know you want my attention. That's why you nudged the door. Or you're trying to get me to take you out again. I took you out at like 10 or 11 o'clock. So you're good. No, I don't blame you. I like I said, I'm saving for a house. Now, what I want to do is, if I find I can get a VA home rehab loan, as long as before I move into that house, before I put one item into it or whatever, I promise to get it fixed and get it inspected, and it passes the inspection, they'll give me the VA home renovation loan. So I need to find investors and bankrollers to invest in workspace. What, to get back onto working on cars like you said you worked on? No, I don't have a ton of money. I'd say I'd help you out, but with what I'm doing right now, until some of the money comes back in, I can't really help out. But I'd be interested in helping you. I don't mind expanding and helping people out. You know what I mean? Even if it's like a barter system, you know how to do something I don't know how to do, and it's, hey, I need this piece of equipment. Hey, can you find this? Yeah, I know you're in California, but maybe I can find things out your way where you're not on Facebook Marketplace or eBay all the time looking at stuff. I can search out based on a zip code. If you gave me a zip code within a certain mile radius, I could find people that are selling stuff, or I can barter stuff to them to help you out. You know what I mean? Because I don't mind shipping stuff. I have shipped stuff before. People just have to pay the cost of the shipping, or we come on an agreed amount that would cover shipping. You know, so shipping would be free, or hey, if you spend $500-$600 or $1,000 with me, depending on the weight, you'll get free shipping. You know what I mean? And I get a bad habit of saying, you know what I mean? So if it gets annoying, tell me. You're not going to hurt my feelings. So, oh kind of hard to hurt my feelings after I went through the Marine Corps and all the shit I've seen over the years. So. VIP Jim says, that's true. I have relatives in Pennsylvania. My brother actually works in Philly. And he has an apartment right outside. You know, he's in like downtown Philly. I think he's 10 or 15 minutes away from work by car, but you know how the traffic is in Philly. So my brother lives in Philly. He has an apartment in Philly and he has a home in Connecticut. Maybe notify offers. Yeah, like Jim, if you give me your information like off stream somewhere, or I can hold on. May just look you up and I'll send you a PM with my phone number, or you probably got me on Facebook anyways. You can just message me in Messenger or Facebook itself and send me like a direct message and we can contact like that and I can help you out. Okay, you work well on email. I can do emails. That's not a problem because I can send you links to the different things where people are selling different things, or I can try and find people that are willing to borrow from some stuff I got here and I just ship it to them, type of a thing, and you get what you need. You know what I mean? Work something out. But you know what? I don't care. I'll give you my CaptainSavageAquatics email. It's on my webpage anyways. Let's make sure I spelled that correctly before I enter it. SavageAquatics@gmail.com. And then this is one of my personal emails. I don't care if anyone on the stream has it. I got 90 billion emails a day on it, so it doesn't matter. What's a few more? Those are my couple of my email addresses. I got like 10 or 12. But I can give you my cell phone number too if you want to text me sometime or you need to call me, and you're not that familiar with Facebook Marketplace and you don't like to go through all that. I don't mind. I'm always on Facebook Marketplace or something similar, looking at stuff, not necessarily buying. I don't buy everything I see, but I look for those deals and things I'm interested in. But if you're looking for certain things, I can probably find them and find them fairly cheap in your area or where it's cheap enough to ship it. You know what I mean? But like you said, you need a space. So I know a few car shops, but I haven't been around because of the traffic. Gotcha. Yeah, I'll notify you in a message in a video. Yep, that's cool. As it is, if you have me on Facebook and we're friends, you should be able to go to my about and my actual cell phone number's right there. So otherwise, I'll just send you it in a DM. I'll do that right now. So let's see. I'll just direct message you with it. Actually, I probably have you on my phone. Hold on. Let me just go to Messenger. Let's see. VIP. There. Let's copy that. Open up YouTube. I think you got a VIP Gym channel, right? Or do you do it under your other name? That one. I just wanted the search bar for YouTube. Paste. VIP Gym, subscribe. 3 subscribers. Is that the correct one? You got 3 subscribers? VIP Gym, yeah, people need to buy land and acreage. Yep. Eventually, that's what I plan on doing once I get a house. I mean, the house I'm looking at that I'm seriously considering putting an offer in is 3/4 of an acre. There's room to put a garage on the property. You know, out back, It's, you know, like I said, the house was built in the 1880s. Out back, it almost looks like a barn or something was put up to house goats, chickens, or even maybe a cow or two, because a lot of the area up here was farmland at one point. You know what I mean? So there's the concrete foundation blocks or concrete foundations still in the ground, just with grass growing in between. Like, I could always set up something like that too. You know what I mean? Right on one of those old concrete foundations, let's put the wood timbers on it and build up like a shed or something, or buy one of those sheds that, you know, are like 20 by 60 in length, 20 by 40s, have it shipped and move and put into that spot. VIP Jim says, save up and grow food and farm. My in-laws have a ranch in Texas. They rent out to herd cattle. That's cool. Yeah, see, that's what things I look at too, is how can I use the property, if I own it, to make money? You know what I mean? Another stream of income. I'm always thinking outside the box, trying to have another stream of income, because like I said, I'm hurt right now. Could I still do the retail arbitrage, you know, working 3 doubles a week and on my part days off before I get my son at school and when I'm not at work? You know, the couple days I don't get mandated or I don't volunteer a week, could those be the days I go out and meet people to sell stuff on Facebook, or, you know, ship it to, you know, people from eBay or Amazon or whatever? So I'm always looking for, especially farming wise, I don't mind growing vegetables and stuff like that. I don't eat a lot of vegetables, but those veggies you grow in the grass on your property could feed a cow, that could be for milk, you know, like a female cow, obviously, for milk and all that. I'd have some chickens. I wouldn't mind having a few chickens and stuff like that. That way I have fresh eggs whenever. Veggies during the growing season. I'd probably even set up a greenhouse on the property. That way, even during the winter, I could grow veggies. Not as many as I would grow in the summer outdoors, but still a greenhouse, glass greenhouse, or even a hoop house. Because at my old school where I went to high school, I went to trade school. I learned horticulture, so we grew all our own poinsettias, and depending on the different types of year, we, like I said, grow poinsettias. We did grow some different types of vegetables, and just to experiment during high school. Yeah, no problem, Jim. I'm just throwing that out there. I don't mind helping out. It'll, you know, I'm busy, but at the same time, to help some friend out, that's no big deal. You know what I mean? I'm not overly busy. Just one more thing to do. That's all. So if you're interested in getting back into the automotive scene, let me know. I can search around, like I said, on the different marketplaces and eBay and people I know, and see if they have any friends and family out your way that are looking to get rid of stuff. You know, this networking. Because there's always, you have friends that have family members that live in different parts of the country, or may know people that are getting rid of stuff on the cheap that is good quality stuff. So, but enough said about that. So, let me click on you. Go to your about. All right, this says hi. Okay, that works. So how do I send a message to you on YouTube? This channel's hardly even set up. No email address. Let me go to your about page. Hi. Join November 7, 2018, 36 views. That might not even be your correct channel. But either way, you got my information. You know what? I don't care. Here's my personal number. I don't care if anyone has it. I've probably done this many times anyways. That's my phone number if you want to text me. Or you have questions when you're ready. No rush. And I'll leave it out alone. Let's see. Back to what fish stuff. I think it's only me and you in here anyways, Jim. Participants. Yep, that's you and I. I have to figure out the back end to saving. Yep. Well, I'm not saying I'm the greatest person at saving, but I've been saving a lot more money than I normally do, and lately I've had way more money than I'm used to in my bank account, you know? But that's because I'm saving for a house. So main thing is just finding something that you can do that you can make money on. And based on what you say you do for hobbies, you should be able to do something with it. You know, like you said, you're a mechanic, so you can fix bikes, have people here. If you have the stuff to detail bikes and stuff, I don't know where you live, how cold it is at this point, but you know what I mean? I know you said you live near Alcatraz in San Francisco. I think that's in Northern California, correct? Mid to Northern California. I just don't know how cold it is at this time of year. You could fix bikes on your property or have people bring their vehicles to you, not necessarily need a lift. It's whether or not you have the toolings to fix what they need, but to do small brake jobs and change people's tires over and stuff, that couldn't be a huge investment to get into. I've seen my buddies just do stuff right in their asphalt or concrete driveways, just with the jacking one side up, take the tire off, change the brakes, change the rotors, change a wheel bearing, stuff like that, change oil. Just by jacks and stands, you know, no big, real heavy-duty equipment, you know what I'm saying? But like you said, you only have a certain amount of money and you've got to watch stuff, so just trying to help out. But I think I'm going to cut the stream here. I think we got 3 people watching again. Whoever that third person is, unless you're doing some chatting, or Fish Tropic or Jason, I'm going to cut the stream, and I'm probably going to see if my buddies are around, because I think a couple of them texted me. Cancel that. Close that one. I'm probably going to go game. VIP Jim says, yeah, I'm trying to convert to electric/hydrogen. Also need forgers for the car stuff. Yeah, I know what. Excuse me, I know what you're saying. You need whether it's acetylene torches or whatever to heat things up, just in case you gotta use a hammer. And sometimes you need the heat and hammer to get things loose and move things and forge new stuff, like a nice stick welder and MIG welder and all those kind of different welders. And because those torches, the heat can heat up a wheel bearing to pull it off a car. You know, not that I'm that mechanically inclined for cars. If I put my mind to it, and a lot of my friends are mechanics, and they do a lot of their own work on their cars, changing oil, the filters, cabin, and all that. I know it's become harder these days with the newer vehicles, and you need the tools from the manufacturer to take some of the shrouds off and stuff like that. So, but that stuff you can acquire. It's just whether or how much money is it going to cost to be able to fix that type of vehicle. But there's enough older cars on the road still these days that don't have all that stuff on them. You know what I mean? That are fairly easy to look on it. VIP Jim says, okay, have a Merry Christmas. Thanks for chatting with me. Yep, for the third person that's watching or was watching, I'm out of here. Have a good night. Have a Merry Christmas. I'm probably going to do a Christmas live stream since I'm off till the 4th of January anyways due to my back. Maybe I'll do a giveaway. We'll have to wait and see. It all depends what's going on. But I'll probably do a stream then and New Year's and stuff like that. So take it easy. Have a wonderful night. Thanks, Fish Fam. Thanks, everyone else that came in and stopped in and watched. Thank you, Jim and Fish Tropic for stopping in and chatting with me. And have a wonderful night. Comment, like, subscribe. Later.